Hey there guys, About Stobo here. Today what I got for you is three really strange mystery masks. The first one I'll be showing off is kind of the most interesting of the three, maybe. You've got this, it's an aluminum respirator that we don't know the name of or where it comes from or anything about it. It's suspected that it's Germany, but that comes from like an eBay title and some uh, speculation, so we don't really know for sure. Personally, I've got no clue where it comes from, but for date, I would put it at around the turn of the 20th century, give or take a couple decades. So I guess like 1890 to like the 20s. It's kind of a vague, meaningless range, but that's what I think. So, as I mentioned earlier, it is an aluminum respirator that says patent right on the front, and it has these three threaded ports. Obviously, these ports are not compatible with any modern threading. It seems to be proprietary, but I don't know the exact dimensions. It comes with these two filters, which are caps and wire mesh. We'll take a closer look at that later. And then on the bottom here, you've got this blanking plug. So you could actually choose which two filter ports you actually want to use, which is a surprisingly modern feature for such a theoretically old mask. Moving over to the side, you've got, of course, a 2-point head harness. The head harness connects to the facepiece via just a metal bar, really, that the elastic loops around. It cannot be replaced, it seems, and the bar is just welded to the mask. Then when you go to the back, you see this really ornate buckle system. It's quite gorgeous and unnecessarily so. On the other side here, you can see that it can be adjusted though, which is quite nice. Here I've got the filter taken off and disassembled. As you can see, it's just a stack of these POG-shaped discs. There's quite a few of them here, and they essentially just go inside of this cap and don't do a very good job at filtering, obviously, but given the time that I personally suspect this to have been made, it makes sense that they would think that would work. And here you've got your blanking plug. It is, of course, the same threading as these. So you can put this, say if you want to use the right side and bottom filters, filter ports, you could just put that there. I'm not going to thread this in on camera because that is a quite unpleasant noise. So if you're left-handed and want like a tactical shooter's mask, you could conceivably get that out of this, so there you go. The ports are just these gaping holes. There is no valves or anything. And you can see on the inside that there is nothing. There is the remnants of some sort of adhesive on the peripheral seal of the mask, suggesting that maybe it had a rubber cushion of some sort, which this thing desperately needs because it is quite uncomfortable as it is now. The next mask I want to show you is this clone of Cover's automatic respirator. It's an unknown brand, and hell, all that's known about it is that it's a clone of Cover's automatic respirator. As you can see, it's a pretty accurate clone. It's got all the same features as Cover's automatic respirator, but it just does them a little bit different. It's got a sponge in the front there with a silk lining up front. Then you've got your exhale valve, which is just a free-floating mica disc, a 2-point head harness with the same style of buckle that, Cover's masks tended to use. And that's pretty much it. And here it is compared to a regular Cover's automatic respirator on the left. So, as you can see, the general shape is a little bit different, as well as the construction of the exhale valve cover. And there's just a bunch of other little small differences all over the thing. Oh yeah, that is a natural sponge. But yeah, overall, it's pretty much a analog of the Cover's automatic respirator. It's not really any different. The knot cover comes in this blue box without any sort of, writing or anything on it. The covers comes in this very ornate box with instructions on the lid. Funny enough, this actually does come with a little instruction page, single-sided, and it is copy-pasted directly from HS covers. Oh yeah, and it's dated 37. So this was at least 1937. But that's just a funny little thing that they would go so far to clone this thing that they would even clone the instructions. And here's the final mask that I've got to show you today. It is some sort of Cesco thing. All that's known about it is that it was made by the Chicago Eye Shield Company, and much more than that, who knows? There's really no conceivable purpose for that. Like, I tried thinking of something that it could be good for, but I just couldn't. Because, like, this, on a normal Cesco Health Guard, which this is built off of, that's the inlet. Like, that's where your filter goes. But that's an exhale valve. I don't know why, but that's an exhale valve. So, where's your inlet? It's actually this, what's supposed to be an exhale valve. As you can see, if the camera will focus, there we go, that's an inlet valve. And the exhale valve cover, well, I guess the inlet valve cover in this case, is normally just supposed to be an empty plastic cover, but it's actually full of fucking wire mesh for some reason. I don't understand what this is or what it does or what the purpose of this is, but it is a thing that exists. On the side, you can see the head harness system. It's quite strange. I don't understand this. I will get more in depth on it when I compare it to a normal health guard. And it is just a normal, 2-point head harness that you can adjust, and it clips in place like, a lot of other head harnesses like of this type. And then it comes back on the other side. And that's pretty much it for that. And here it is next to a regular health guard, which is on the right. As you can see, this has a much beefier attachment point for the head harness, as the normal health guard just has this little wire that the elastic loops around. This has this big metal bracket that for some reason goes forward so that the, hook for the, head harness has to, it's weird. Just that it goes forward and then goes backward. I don't know why they do that. Here is the inside of that. Here's the inside of this. As you can see, they are substantially different. Yeah, that's really all I can say about that. And that's all I've got to show you today. Thank you very much for watching, and thanks again to my friend Acme for letting me come into his house and review all of his masks. A link to his Instagram will be in the description. So thanks again for watching, and I will see you in the next one, whenever that is.